Welcome everybody. This time we are going to review another set. This time from Hasbro again. G.I. Joe's, CoverGirl, Falcon, and Outback. Now, it's the same company as Marvel Legends, completely different department, different marketing, different packaging, but for some reason the G.I. Joe brand, the way they package their figures, I don't mind it as much as I do with Marvel Legends. Why? Once you put it out of the packaging, you see the figure nice and cleanly displayed. It comes with a nicely packaged foot locker where you know all the accessories are, and you're not guessing which ones are paper that you can throw away or which ones has small hands, small accessories that might get lost. So nicely done. I can accept this kind of packaging. It's much more cleaner. It is again windowless packaging, and it's a shame it does have a lot of different artwork that they display on each character, which I kind of like. It's just a shame that I just tossed this out because I would like to see this kind of the artwork maybe as a back like just a background paper that you slip in, that as a collector card, but this size, it's just a shame. You commission artists to do that. We might as well enjoy it. Might as well give it to us, Anyway, so let me take the accessories out of the boxes, the figures out of the boxes, and we will get right back at the review. All right, guys. So I have them all out of the boxes. By the way, I got this from Amazon at $25. Excuse me, $25 each per figure. Okay, $25, very much equal to the price of a Marvel Legends. Same company, Hasbro. This is CoverGirl. She comes with a shotgun, a wrench, a small caliber handgun, and a data pad. This is Falcon. He comes with a backpack which has the antenna, a beret, a knife, and a shotgun. And this is Outback. It comes with some sort of assault weapon, a flashlight, a handgun, a knife, a spade, the magazine for the assault weapon, and a backpack. That's for $25. I know G.I. Joe is a property of Hasbro, and I know that Hasbro has to pay Marvel Legends rights to Disney, but I'm just telling. I don't need to know the justifications of why they're doing their price range. All I know is that I'm paying the same price from the same company, and I'm getting more from this figure, from this lineup. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Also, maybe it's because I'm so used to all the bucks and bodies that Hasbro is doing with their Marvel Legends, that these seem so much more varied in terms of the bodies, the jackets, the belts, the handkerchief around the neck, the design. This is the same as this one, but it looks so different because it's got the straps. There's a lot of variety in between figures that they almost seem as if they're all individual sculpts. But anyway, so the first thing we're going to review, first person we're going to review is CoverGirl. You know me, I go for the face again. Now this one has a more generic face, basically female face, fine. Does have some paint apps, nice, what do you call it, shadowing on the eyes, eyeliner, the eyes. The hair is nicely individually sculpted. Got some paint for the fur covering on the jacket. Jacket is nicely sculpted. It's got some texturing, not a lot of paint except for this logo on the shoulder. Belt buckle, it's got a paint on the buckle. You can see that these have some sculpts going on around the belt itself. That makes it more interesting. It's got a strap on her legs. That's probably for the data pad. Holster for the gun. And that's for the feet. I'm glad that they minimized this design because it was so invasive in the last one, so big. It's a little bit loosey-goosey especially in the knees. That's okay, I can live with that. Let's see, what else do I need to talk to you about this one? I like it. CoverGirl, I would like the hair would have been a much brighter red, but I'm okay with this one. Side to side. Can't go up much on the head. Can't go down. You can see it's got 2 joints for the neck, so it should have been a lot more movement than that, but the hair sculpt is basically not allowing that. The joint is basically the same style where it's rubbery, softer rubber, and you can see inside where it's just basically a trick that they have that, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Shoulder goes up to that. Bicep. This is again the same kind of gummy plastic, so just be very careful when you're twisting this. Goes all around. Pinless, that's good. Double jointed on the elbows. Wrists are okay. Goes a little bit in and out. It's got a twist on the waist and a twist underneath the chest, so you got all kinds of movement. You can bend forward like that if you want to, but it goes up again and can go forward. The knee, the thigh, it looks like it's got a drop. It does have a slight drop on the what do you call that? Thigh? Not thigh, but kind of like a, anyway, whatever that joint is. Double jointed knees, does have a cut in the thigh, thigh swivel. That's nicely covered by the straps. Up and down on the ankles and swivel. Does it have a boot cut? It does. So very, very nicely articulated. Yeah, very happy with this figure. $25. I mean, I would have been happy at $19.99, but at least they're giving us enough accessories to really show off the potential of this figure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put her gun over there. Look at that. She's even got a strap for her wrench back here. And one for her data pad. She'll go down here. Like I said, it seems like very loose on the joints. Kind of gummy, but I'm okay with that. So, other than that, I love CoverGirl. You know. And let's put her weapon on. The only thing I will say with the gummy plastic, it does make for an easier experience to put the weapons on the fingers and the hands. What I'm noticing with the McFarlane figures, because their plastics are much more firmer, sturdier, that I need to heat up the hands just so I can put their weapons on. And most of the time, since I don't want to be bothered with that, I don't bother putting on the weapons if it's not necessary for the figure. So there you go. There's CoverGirl. Very nice figure. Stands out of the G.I. Joe collection indeed. Now we're gonna go on to Falcon. A very, very ugly Falcon. He's a lot more uglier when I do a close-up. I don't know why they did this to Falcon. Isn't he Duke's brother? And Duke's good looking. But this guy just has a very, very strong features on him. I guess I'm okay with that. It makes him more individual. It seems like there's a slight scar going across his forehead. Let me just look at that up close. Yeah, let's see. Right? It seems like there's a scar going across. So aside from the ugliness of the features, I'm okay because it does make him look more individual. I don't know what you call that. I forgot. Okay, so this the way they constructed the head again is the same thing as the CoverGirl. It's got the neck is basically double jointed, where you got one joint, one peg in the base of the skull and one peg into the body, so that gives you quite a bit of movement on the head. Okay. Same thing with the shoulders, basic. The nice thing about the G.I. Joe being a newer line, they do not have the joint pins in the joints, so that's very nice. Double jointed again because it is going to be plastic. Just be very careful when you are moving your fingers. I guess you can do what some people say, where you can just heat it up or put it in boiling water to loosen it up. I'm too lazy. I'm just too lazy to do that. I'm just being careful when I do so. Okay, and it's got a cut in underneath the chest. Oh, it's got one of those. So you're gonna get a lot of movement, and it does have a waist seal, but it's very tight. Look at how they designed the straps on his chest. It's actually connecting to the design of the top uniform, because this is the bottom of his shirt, but they designed it so it's one piece. Right, because this is supposed to be a part of this, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So otherwise, I don't think they would have gotten this design going into the cut. There's for the thigh, legs go up like so, thigh cut. It does have a drop down, very, very slight. At least it's tight, not like CoverGirl's where it's a little bit too loose. This is very tight for the legs, so I might heat it up, but I don't usually do. So I'm just gonna force it, but being careful. Oh wow, this is really tight. This is good. This is so tight that I might heat this up. This feels like it's glued down, so I'm gonna heat that up, but I'm not. I'll just keep on with the review. It's double jointed, so you will be probably see it over there. It's got a boot cut, so that's good. Slight up and down on the ankle. It can probably get more, but I'm always afraid of the ankle peg in this one because of the gummy plastic, and it's probably thin, so I don't want to force it. I'll probably heat that up as well. Okay, for accessory, it comes with, like I said, a backpack with antenna, the beret, a knife, and a shotgun. All that stuff that you probably need from Falcon. I'm gonna display him with the beret on. Yeah, I like that better. We will put his, whoa, there's nothing to put his knife on except on the backpack. Okay. Backpack's kind of weird. It's two single, there's not a lot of paint. This is separate plastic, which is probably already getting distressed, as you can see over there. This is separate plastic. That's why this is the only one that has a different paint than the backpack. If you really want to, you can paint it yourself, make it stand out a little bit more. There's enough detail in here to make it really look good. And it's got a watch on his wrist. It doesn't have any kind of extra hands or anything like that. I'm okay with that. $25. I mean, it's one of those situations where I wish they could have given us more hands, but so I'm okay with that. At $20, I would have been so much more happier with this figure. $25, I'm okay with it. Outback seems, look at that head, so much more better than Falcon's. Definitely individual, slightly off loped to the right. I'm okay with that because that seems more, gives it a little bit more personality. Almost reminds me of Chuck Norris with that red hair and full beard going on. Survival, nice chest belt, whatever you call that. And they gave him hairy arms. That's cool. Bicep obviously is not going to be hindered by anything, but it's very tight on down, so I might heat that up, or it might break. Okay, goes up to there. Bicep swivel, it does have it, but this one's following. No joints again, it's double jointed, goes up to that much. Nice. Because of this kind of design for the swivel, as you can see, it's very loose on mine. It's loose up here and it's loose on the waist. You can hear some sort of ratchet going on I'm okay. I'm okay with that. And it's not a deal breaker for me. It's got straps on the thigh, and it does have a drop joint thigh cut, the double jointed knees, and this would have been the range that you would have seen on Falcon had it been moving, or had I heated it up before the preview, but I did not. Boot cut, straps again on the ankle. We'll do the demonstration on the ankle here. See how much more easier to move that, and then the swivel compared to the Falcon. The Falcon, look, it does have a thicker ankle design that might prevent it from doing that. I would have preferred that they went through a thinner design, even though it shows the circle of the rotation of the joint. The range of this one's much more better, less scarier. Now this figure comes with a bunch of stuff. I think I said before, the only thing, it is painted, the straps are painted, nicely detailed, but why is it off to the side? So you might have to heat that up and kind of tighten it up, so that you don't need to lose this. This is just basically black plastic. You don't need, so you don't lose it, just put it in. If you want to glue it, because there's really no point in this thing having been a separate plastic. Unless, you know, if you want to pose him with this one on the magazine on one hand and the gun on the other. Like I said, comes with this flashlight. Is this where it's supposed to go? This usually goes on the chest. A second, let me put the gun on. Here's another reason, another good thing about the gummy plastic is because it's gummy, it can easily fit back into where it's supposed to go in the holster and everything. I'm pretty sure this is where the flashlight goes, but it's kind of weird. Put it there, and come on, you peg, you. Okay, so where would I I'll put this guy like that? Okay, then I'm gonna have him hold his gun. There you go. Eesh. The only thing with this looseness on the joint, he tends to have that bowed out stomach. Anyway, look at that. That is awesome. I'm glad that they were able to release this before I got the other version, the Tiger Force version, because I really didn't like the gray hair. I feel like the red hair makes this figure stand out more. Really nice. This, very basic on the chest print, but enough details on the straps to make a few details pop out. Obviously, if you want to, you can put a wash on this and make it stand out a little bit more, and then this figure would be freaking awesome. But I do appreciate the fact that they painted elbow hairs on him. So just a few things to make it pop up a little bit more than it probably would have. But I like the character of this face, though. He just looks like he's a beaten old guy. Actually, he kind of looks like a little bit of a drunk. You know, that has the puffy features and all that stuff. Anyway, for $25, I really like what I'm getting from this for this figure. It seems like, I don't know. I don't want to give Hasbro bad ideas, but I feel like I'm getting my money's worth on this one. This could have been a $30 figure, but please, let's keep it at $24.95, okay? $22.95 would have been better. $19.95 would have been better, but I'm really happy with this figure. It just stands out on all three of them, right? Is it because of the different paint apps? I think so, because look, he's almost standing equal with CoverGirl in terms of attraction. While Falcon is just like blah green. I know I think I would rate this one's number 1, number 2, number 3. And that's it for the G.I. Joe 6-inch figures classified series. You know, I really prefer the 6-inch figures, but I've come to realize since I've customized some figures, some vehicles to fit these figures, that they are just way too big. Those vehicles are just way too big for 6-inch figures. And it makes me want to revert my G.I. Joe collection to the 3 3/4 scale, or the 1/18 scale. But unfortunately, they switched their designs to the O-ring figures, and I really don't like the O-ring figures because I had those G.I. Joe toys when I was a kid. I'm not nostalgic for that old design. I'm also not nostalgic for retro designs of the DC Superpowers. I I played with them when I was a kid. I don't need to have them again as an adult. What I do miss about them is they have so many more vehicles available way back then, and even though they're very simplistic in their construction and the features that you see them, at least you see vehicles for them, and they can kind of fit in your design. But I don't have room for 1/18 scale. My collection is mainly 1/12 scale, and the high end is the 1/6 scale, which would be the Hot Toys or other third-party figures. But my collection is mainly on 6 inches, and I really deeply regret that I cannot have G.I. Joe with vehicles, because you cannot have G.I. Joe and Cobra without vehicles. So I don't know. But I do love having these figures, especially now. Whoever's designing them now, they have definitely improved much more from the initial renderings, from the initial offerings that they had with the G.I. Joe Classified series. I really hope that, and I'm very excited to what we're getting soon with the other figures, and I really hope it expands a few bit more. I am really getting killed by the army builders, but I've minimized myself to 5 or 6 of the army builder figures. I'm not gonna, I'm hoping for individual figures, and then when the prices drop, I customize those figures to different characters. But that's it for Hasbro. In terms of the G.I. Joe lines, I am much more happier with what they're doing than what they're doing with Marvel Legends. So the price is just a little bit higher than what I would like, maybe like $1 or $2, but when some of these go on clearance, I snap them up. I mean, like, I've got like a bunch of Flints. I think I have like 5 Flints, and I have like 6 of the Scarlet, and that I've customized, that stuff, like a generic soldier. But yeah, definitely good job on the G.I. Joe team from Hasbro that's doing this lineup. Very individualized head sculpts that I really do appreciate. Thank you so much for watching. Now I only have the Masters of the Universe to review, and then I have the last NECA, and I am caught up. I'll see you soon. Bye.